If I were to start over today with the prices where they're at right now, and I could only stack one of these metals, which one would that be? Well, I'll explain which one I would choose if I was in this situation today. So let's break it all down in today's video. Hi everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. So with the prices where they are at today and some of the positive volatility that we've been seeing a lot with gold and silver hitting all-time highs, which seems to be like every so often now, you may be struggling to figure out which one of the two that you should probably start with. Now, this isn't always an easy answer because there are so many factors that go into play when it comes to making these type of decisions, such as financial capabilities, personal strategy, and so forth. So I'm gonna make the case for both, and then I'll tell you which ones that I would personally go for right now, and perhaps that can help you make your choice going forward. So let's go ahead and start with silver. And right now, silver has been on a tear this year, more so in the later half of this year, but we've seen the price double year to date, and it doesn't seem like it wants to slow down. Now, typically, silver is the one that usually takes off after gold does its thing, and that saying of gold leads and silver follows holds true because we are seeing evidence of that play out right now. And gold had been moving and breaking all-time highs for the past 2 or 3 years now, and silver was relatively silent until recently. And the reasons why silver has taken off can be anyone's guess, really, but there has been many factors going on, such as the strong industrial demand for it, and the extremely high paper to physical silver ratio seems to be kind of falling apart, and the manipulation prices of silver seems to be losing more control each and every day. And when you include the previous statements of silver finally taking off after gold has been doing, it just shows that the highly disregarded and widely ignored metal for many, many years is finally getting the attention it deserves, and we're now seeing also the greater public start to become interested and involved with their investments. So that has also pushed the prices up lately too. And the issue now with silver is, as a result of all of that, we have had over a decade to access silver when it was ranging into the $20 to $30 range. And now we're looking at $62 silver today, with the expectations of it going even higher, perhaps into the triple digits. And the once cheap and affordable piece of metal is now starting to become no more, as silver has always been the easiest thing to get started with. But now, with the prices going up, and who knows where these prices are going to go from here, but the volatility that's also associated with it is also one of the biggest things that are going to impact people into the future with these prices. The only other difference that we are seeing today from previous all-time high breakouts from silver is that we seem to be holding above $50, something that silver hasn't done before, so it's possible that those cheap prices may never be seen again. But again, it's volatility that can be the painful attribute. And for example, those who bought at $50 back in 2011 will had to have waited until now to see some profits. But if we have a new floor and we don't see any drastic drops in the price, $50 to $70 silver could be the new $20 to $30 levels. And that's the thing with silver. It is a performance metal. It's not going to make you sleep well at night sometimes. So given where we're at today, it really comes down to whether or not you want to get in at these all-time highs or wait it out. Because in my opinion, it doesn't seem like the cheaper days are going to be here anymore. So what about gold? Well, gold has always been the highly sought after metal. I mean, that's why they say it's the money of kings, right? And there are different qualities that opposite to silver that makes it attractive. And despite its rarity in general, gold is one of the more harder ones to get because people think getting maybe $100 silver is going to be tough, but getting $4,200 gold is going to be even worse. And due to its ever consistent upward price movements, attempting to save for gold can actually price people out if you're trying to go for the full ounce. And essentially what's happening right now is the upward movements of the price of gold are outpacing the ability that people can save for it in the first place. But if we go back to the phrase I mentioned about when gold leads and silver follows, I mentioned that over the past few years, gold has been the one leading that charge. And while it hasn't necessarily stalled out, silver has been outperforming gold this past year. And so If that trend is expected to continue, then gold may be sitting still for a bit or just maybe not moving up as fast as it has been. So the prices could be in a form of a temporary halt or a temporary pause while everyone is focused in on silver. So gold right now, despite its high price, could be viewed as a benefit for these reasons. Number one, it's the safest and highly sought after asset. I mean, that's why it's ranked number one in the world in market cap. And number two is a temporary pause in the price could be your chance to save up for it. And point number three is, since most people are focused on silver right now, and you typically wouldn't want to follow the masses because once everyone gets attracted to the same thing at the same time, the price tends to run up and you'll be buying at the highs, whereas you could be looking at another asset's low. And finally, number four, the volatility just doesn't exist in gold like it does with silver. Gold is going to be way more stable, and you'll get that in the form of safety from the price swings, allowing you to preserve your wealth even better. Now, another benefit that I forgot to mention with silver is that both gold and silver will be a key important asset to own. While the dollar loses its value each and every day, holding both precious metals are going to be a benefit regardless of which one you choose. So really, despite everything that I said, there isn't really a benefit that one or the other is going to hold in the long term. I think they'll each play an important role, and you should be stacking both. But the issue at hand is, which one do you go after? And I sort of kind of gave you a snapshot or a current state of the market as to where we stand right now, and that could be completely different in just a few months' time. So you'll just have to figure out which one is going to give you the best return in either a short-term or long-term basis, and choose based off of which one that you think is more important to you. And again, I want to mention that each one plays a unique role, and gold and silver are not the same. And sometimes I think people expect silver to behave like gold and whatnot, and so they make emotional decisions instead of strategically creating a plan. But for now, let's finally answer the question. If I had to pick one to start with right now, which one would that be? Well, right now, with the prices where they are, and with everything that I just mentioned in the video, I personally would start with gold. Now, it's not because silver is bad or anything, but because I think the majority of people are making silver far too popular, and because silver has been outperforming lately, gold is being ignored, and so I've been focusing on that lately. Now, there's also another reason, and then the GSR, the gold to silver ratio, is my indication tool that I personally use to determine which metal I should focus more on. Over the past 2 years, that GSR has been above 80, and so I've been exclusively stacking silver, and I've accumulated a good amount of it. And so as a result, as silver outperforms, the GSR will drop. So since the GSR has been dropping by a lot these past few months, gold has been looking more and more attractive, and now that it's getting into the 60s, I need to be adding some more gold into the stack to keep up with the value of my stack. And that's just a personal strategy that I use. So for me, it doesn't matter about the prices, whether it's $4,300 gold or $62 silver. The price levels are indifferent to me for the most part. But again, as I said earlier, there are many factors that go into the decision-making process for many people. Someone might not be able to afford a full ounce of gold. Some people might not be able to get $62 silver. Or maybe for some there's no limit. Or for some, maybe this little $500 gold bit is the best that someone can ever do. But again, either way, if there was a choice to be made, I would personally target gold. Even if I had nothing stacked today, I would target that. Now that could be a different story by next month, but for where it stands, given the GSR levels, I would focus on gold first, and then maybe stack a little bit of silver, because I wouldn't exclude it quite yet. Not until those levels go down into the 60s, but until that happens, let's just let silver run up until it doesn't want to anymore, and then we may have a different story to tell. But my reason for this, the GSR will typically tell you when silver is at its high or at its low. If you take a look at the graph, and you can see that the dips are correlated with high GSR levels and the peaks are correlated with low GSR levels. But that's just how I do things. Either way, that's going to do it for this video. If you could only stack one of these right now to start with, would you do gold or silver? which would you choose and why? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye, guys.